what I'm always wondering about, because people, well, it takes so much. I mean, bands, artists take so long time, so much time to record an album. How do you make sure the actual versions that, well, are put down on the album that they stay fresh? Because I can imagine the first time, second time you play a song, it's really fresh, but then.
Well, that's really hard. That's something that we had to learn on this record.
But how did you do it?
At the time, we didn't know if we were doing it. You don't know. I mean, on our first 3 albums, we spent 2 weeks on each record, so everything's very fresh. When you play it, you're like, brilliant. You know, right, we're going to do it. Right, we'll sing over it now. You know, right, that's it. Oh wow, that's brilliant. Let's move on to the next thing. With this, we went in with that exact mindset, and we, you know, in the first week, we wanted to get all, you know, like at least 10 songs done in the first week. And Garth Richardson was like, no, listen, we've got 2 months. Let's piece it together. So it took me. I had a real hard time. I'd almost had a bit of a kind of breakdown with Garth, you know, like with myself, and a falling out with Garth, because I needed to slow it down and remember that the songs were already written, and that his job was to make those songs sound great, and I needed to have patience and trust in him. We were paying him a lot of money to.
Yeah.
We were paying him a lot of money to make our music, regardless of what kind of music we were making, to make it sound big. So at that point, it took me 2 weeks to basically be like, right, okay. So the songs are written. You know, now we're trusting Garth to tell us, you know, all right, listen, those drums sound amazing. You know, we would try different drum sets and try different guitars, you know, and initially it was like, oh, come on, let's just do this. This is the guitar I play, you know, this is what it should be. And but he had the foresight, you know, for the sonic, you know, sonically, you know, the point of the record, and so it was very, very hard. And when you're spending that amount of time on it, you don't know if you've got that, if it's got that energy, because, as I say, you're looking at it so closely that you worry that when you come up and listen to the track, you might go, well, that's not what we sound like. You know, that sounds like we've spent 3 weeks.
Sounds like Nirvana.
Yeah.
Nevermind.
Yeah, exactly. You know, or it sounds like we've worked everything out. You know, it's got no soul. You know, we didn't want to lose the soul of our band, and that was certainly a worry when we went in. But
and when did you find out? Hey, we didn't lose the soul.
Basically, when we went to New York to start mixing with Andy Wallace, as soon as we heard some rough mixes after Canada, and we were like, wow, this actually sounds pretty good, you know, but it was very rough. As soon as Andy Wallace mixed the first song, we were like, that was a real release for us, you know, and a relief, you know, that we actually have. Certainly for that first song, we were like, this sounds exactly as we wanted it to be. This sounds like us playing in a room. We've spent 2 months trying to make it sound like us just playing it in a room, which is ridiculous. But that was the moment. That was the moment where I started to relax a bit and think that I'd done that we'd all done ourselves proud, and I'd done my mum proud, and then done, you know, my dad proud and everything. That was when I thought, we've done what we've set out to do. You know, we are doing this, you know, and it's not been a waste of time. It's not been a waste of money, and because in 2 months we could have recorded 3 albums in 2 months, you know, and we would have quite happily done that. But in retrospect now, with the record we have, you know, I know that this record, I'm going to be listening to it for the rest of my life. You know, I hope other people are, and it's just always going to be just probably the most important piece of music that I'll certainly ever be involved in, just because of when it happened and what it's about, you know.